video, we're going over how we have a larger 1-2 setup here, which bottomed on October 6th, and then we had another 1-2. So we actually had the perfect 30% retrace, which hit the very top of the box, just like I was calling for in the last update, and we've been rallying ever since that point. So I'm going to call this 1-2 complete. However, the action since has been a bit choppier than I would like. So it's not the prettiest pattern, but so far things are holding together. If you got into your leverage positions, you're up probably about 70%, something like that, if you bought around either back here or on this dip, and you're doing admirably if you bought straight UUUU shares. And you can see how we were pretty overbought as of earlier today, and we're pulling back a little bit. So we're resetting the sentiment, which is good to get us our next leg up. Now, I mentioned some resistances to clear right overhead. So we are past our 866 resistance, which is this green line here. We haven't quite broken through our 0.764 resistance, which sits at 924. So once we push through that, we're going to be looking a lot better. I expect us to get right through 949 relatively quick once we clear that resistance. I really would not like us to pull back below this support level, which again is at 866. So if you are playing leveraged call options, that would be a solid place to put a stop maybe. Or if you're a bit more aggressive, maybe you could put at the bottom of our last significant pullback, which sits right around 821, right at that mark. Since we're in a third wave, we should not see deep pullbacks in this security. On the big picture, this rally is strong enough that it is visible on our daily view. And of course, this is a logarithmic chart. You can see our 1-2, and then presumably we have started our third wave. Right now, it's looking like we're abiding by this trend line so far. Here too, we can see that we're getting a little bit into overbought territory. So any kind of sideways consolidation would be helpful in resetting that sentiment. Since we have our 1-2 complete, and I've called this wave 2 bottom, I have our Fibonacci extension tool built out to the right, which gives us some projections for the subwave 3. Our minimum target right now for that is looking at 1521. So 1521 is our standard minimum third wave target. This is looking pretty bullish. We could go as high as 1777, which is our 1.618 extension on the subwave 3 alone. There are a couple of significant resistances here. We have a strong one at the 1.764 extension of the original 1-2 over the longer term at 988. So we may bump our heads on that. And then there's a chance based on standard extensions that we could top at 1282. But as I've mentioned before, in commodities such as precious metals, uranium, lumber, or even cryptocurrencies, you see fifth wave extensions more often than not. So our 0.618 target of this larger pattern still sits at 1781, and it's looking more and more likely as we rally. From this point to 1781, we're still looking at a 100% gain. So you could double your holdings just from the non-leveraged UUUU shares alone. If we hold on in a sideways fourth of consolidation and we get a final fifth wave push higher, this purple box shows the entire range. So again, our minimum target for the final top would be at 1282. We still have that 1781 that's towards the top of the box. However, there is confluence a little higher up. We have a resistance zone at 1952. Our Fibonacci extension tool out here does project up to 1956 potentially. Outside shot at 2284. So I'm looking at 1956 as about as high as we could expect to go unless we see some even more bullish extensions. I'm not going to know that for a little while. Timing is still looking just fine. I don't see any reason to adjust that. We might be able to hit some of these targets as early as late December into Q1. I'm feeling like we're going to hit the subwave 3 by the end of the year. The subwave 5 may take a bit longer. As we approach the subwave 3 top, we may want to roll our options calls forward a little bit, or possibly even take some profit and then buy back once we have our fourth wave consolidation. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. If you have any comments or questions, don't forget to comment below. If you want continuing updates on uranium, please remember to subscribe. Please like, and until next time, thank you for watching and happy trading.